Vince McMahon. The lawsuit has been
our
paused.
old standby.
Our old
Vince.
standby.
I've been
So
clamoring for weeks. Vince, do something. We need to talk about you. Go ahead.
Yeah, keep your trousers on though. I mean, if you're going to do something this time, for goodness sake. Okay, this is directly from Wrestling Observer because I just copied and pasted it. Janelle Grant has agreed to pause her lawsuit against Vince McMahon, WWE, and John Laurinaitis, according to comments from Ann Callis, the attorney representing Grant. Her client has agreed to a request by the U.S. Attorney's Office to stay at her litigation pending a non-public investigation into the matter. Here's the quote. Ms. Grant has consent. I'm sorry, I haven't even upped the font size on this yet. We've done a real rush. Ms. Grant has consented to a request by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York to stay her case against Miss McMahon, WWE, and Laurinaitis, pursuant to a pending non-public investigation. And Callison, attorney for Grant, said in an email statement to Bloomberg on Thursday, "We will cooperate with all appropriate next steps." So, there's a couple more quotes here. Dave Meltzer has added, because I copied and pasted from that. Basically, the Grant lawsuit is pausing at the request of the Justice Department as the government is conducting its own investigation. So, what have we been saying for ages, Dutch? Why isn't a criminal matter? Because these are criminal acts. Why is it only going to civil court? Well, it turns out that the federal government has been looking into Vince for quite some time, as we know.
Well, the suit is paused per request by the U.S. Justice Department because they're investigating a criminal proceeding against Vince. And what he did has criminal undertones to it, or overtones. And let's see, I think the Grant people just got out of the way and let this investigation continue. So what do you think they're investigating more than anything?
I think they're just investigating everything that Vince McMahon has done, not just with Janelle Grant, but allegedly, always got to throw that word in, with all the other women as well, because he signed so many non-disclosure agreements, which is in and of itself, you can presume an admission of guilt in a way. I mean, not legally, of course, but I mean, if you're completely innocent, I mean, would you sign? I mean, maybe if you're that rich, would you though? What would you do? I mean, it sort of like makes you look guilty, but would you just save yourself the aggravation?
If I'm a big star, let's say this, and I walk down the street and all of a sudden I just happen to take a dump on myself. Now that's embarrassing. So somebody sees it. Hey, listen, I'll give you sign this NDA so you won't report it to because that is news. And if you're famous enough, that'd make headlines. So what he did, he signed a bunch of NDAs for, I guess, criminal behavior, I guess. So let's see where this goes. But again, now Vince is back on that hot seat again, along with John Laurinaitis, because they're in this they're like hand in glove because they were together in this. So let's see where it goes. Now, this also gives the Janelle Grant lawsuit a little more time. And they can think about it a little more and see, and it may even change the strategy of what they're planning to do there.
Well, what's she going to do for the money that she was chasing?
I don't
so
know.
Apparently she's not going to get it.
Well, she's going to try to get it. But see, I predicted all along that will be an out-of-court settlement. I think Vince will come up with $10 million, whatever it takes, to make her go away. And they can do that. She'll just drop the suit if they want to do that. But it's Vince's fault. He promised her $3 million. Give her $1 million, and that's a lot of money. Give her $1 million, and all of a sudden he just skied up. I'm not doing it no more. And she said, "Oh no, we're not doing that." And she went and got her a lawyer. And I guarantee you, any other woman that Vince has had any kind of dealings with has contacted, what's the attorney for Janelle Grant?
and callous, and she's already said that she's had dozens of emails.
Yeah.
In fact,
And
in fact, I had Missy Hyatt on my show on the
yeah,
other YouTube channel, WSI, and she said back in the 80s that Vince McMahon tried to kiss her in her hotel room when she was briefly there, when she was pretty much getting a tryout around the 86 era as well. So as far as Missy's concerned, she was just like, yep, Vince has always been the same.
oh yeah. But she may not have told you the rest of that story either. I don't know what happened. I mean, it's her telling the story.
She said that she turned him down and threw him out of her hotel room.
And talking about Missy Hyatt, she just released that after the death of Jim Ross's wife, they've been dating. I don't think they're dating anymore. And she says that he rocked my world and I rocked his. Which was a pretty good description. And if she made Jim feel better, great. If Jim made her feel better, great. So, and they've known each other, oh God, 30 years, 40 years. Kind of late in a relationship to kind of hook up, but
them crazy kids finally got together.
So anyway, we'll see what happens with Vince. I'm very interested in that. Now, when did this news break on this? February, right?
Yes, I think so. I think you're right there. Yeah.
So this is going on like 6 months, 5 months, 6 months. So
yeah, well, it's been going on longer, hasn't it? Because in mid 2023, that's when we found out that the federal government had raided Vince McMahon's duplex or apartment or whatever it's called, condo. That's the word. And no one really had any idea until months later that may be connected to now the Janel Grant case that had come out. Here's a question for you, Dutch. If the federal government takes Vince McMahon to trial and he wins, does that bolster his confidence to then not pay Janel Grant and take her to court?
Well, I wouldn't. That's a separate agreement.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're absolutely right in that sense.
I think if he goes to court, I think Vince may get the same treatment Donald Trump's getting. Everybody's against him. They're convicting him. But we'll see where that goes.
He's appealing, Donald Trump, which you might as well.
He is appealing because how many NDAs have... An NDA is there for a reason.
How many NDAs has Donald Trump signed? Dozens,
probably
hundreds.
Oh, yeah. And he signed checks too. But he still was the head of a business when he was president. So sometimes he was having to sign checks. And that Michael Cohen, they called him the gloat. You know, not the greatest of all time, but the greatest liar of all time. And they would just put a check down and this is for this. And he just sign it and sign it and sign it. So I didn't really agree with that, that verdict on Donald Trump, and I didn't think they would find him innocent. I think they would, at least they would be a hung jury on it. But in New York City and that part of Manhattan, 90% of the registered voters are Democrats. So I do believe this is a political persecution too. So if you can't beat them at the poll, you know, beat them by the law. That's how they got Al Capone, you know. They never could get out. They got him on taxes and sent him to jail. Believe me, if they want to get you, they can get you. So, and it makes me glad I don't have like $1 billion to play with. They'd be after me.